Good evening, everyone. My name is Shantae, aka Shanteezy, on Twitter and Instagram, or just simply Shantae Berry. So I do a live stream on my Instagram. So this is like a recap. This is like an after night kind of like special. So I'm a little early, which is good because I got some things to do tomorrow, and I'm trying to be early so I can get more traction. I mean, even though I don't really be here for the traction, I really try to educate the people. So here we are this evening. I'm going to start off with the coronavirus because that's one of the hashtags that I have on here. So I have the numbers as of today for COVID 19. So here we are. Globally, we sit at 20 million. Can you believe it? 20 million? 20 million 4,254. And these numbers come from the Johns Hopkins website. So that website is coronavirus.jhu.edu. So once again, that's coronavirus.jhu.edu. The number of cases here in the U.S., which we account for a fourth of those cases, if you divide 20 by 5, it's a fourth amount of cases. It's 5,088,516. With our fatalities, we sit at 163,400. And of course, there's other countries with a lot of cases, such as Brazil. They have 3,057,470, followed by India, 2,215,074. Russia, 890,799. They're almost at a million. South Africa has 563,598, followed by Mexico, 480,278, Peru, 478,024, Chile, 375,044, and Colombia has 387,481. And you know, there's a lot of Latin countries that have it. I'm not going to go through so much because I want to get to the States. So we know Ecuador has over 94,000, Dominican Republic, which I'm shocked because I live in New York City, so there's a lot of Dominicans, and I went to high school with a lot of Dominicans from Washington Heights. So that 80,000 really is concerning. So I asked one friend who was Dominican and said she lost 3 of her grandparents out of her sets of grandparents. So that is very, very, it's very sad and it's very telling. I don't know what's going on in Dominican Republic. Panama has over 75,000. Guatemala has over 56,000. Honduras has about 47,000. El Salvador, 20,000. And Nigeria is over 46,000. Ghana is at over 41,000. Kenya is at over 26,000. Cameroon is at over 18,000. Senegal at about 11,000. And Gambia has even reached the 1,000 mark. They're at 1,235. And then Haiti, which is right next to Dominican Republic, has 7,634. And Jamaica just climbed back to the thousands. They're at 1,023. Bahamas, 945,000. Guyana, 568,000. Trinidad and Tobago, 281,000. Barbados, 142,000. Belize, 154,000. Antigua, 92 cases. St. Vincent, 57. St. Lucia, 25. Grenada, which is my brother-in-law's home country, 24 cases. If I said 25,000 for St. Lucia, I meant to say 25 cases. Dominica, 18. St. Kitts at 17 cases. And if you get to the States, California now has the highest cases of COVID-19. Yeah, this is all COVID-19 via COVID-19. So California has 572,133. Florida is after California, 536,953. Texas has 530, what is it? 514,090 cases. New York. I live in New York. I live in New York City. Duh. Can you hear the accent? And New York City New York State, excuse me, we have about 426,046. Georgia has 202,276. So that's 202,276. Illinois, 197,326. Arizona, 187,621. New Jersey, which was the second highest cases of COVID-19, is now the highest cases, while New York is still in the top tier, but it's at number 4. Oh my God, I am so sorry, Bia. Much prayers to you. No, seriously, much prayers to you. Much prayers to you. So many prayers. I hope you feel better. And people are super inconsiderate. And listen, my mother was telling me, because one of her friends who still lives in Harlem, because I'm from Harlem, but I live on the Upper West Side in New York, and my mother lives in the Bronx. My mom's friend who still lives in the old building that I grew up in, up the block from her, they was partying. It was a big ass party. Keep in mind, New York had the highest cases of COVID. It was insane. It was crazy, Bia. Like I'm telling you, like it was crazy. And people still not listening. Still not listening at all. Just being dumb. Just being mad dumb. So I get it. But I really hope you feel better. I hope you stay well rested. I hope you resolve. I hope you don't have no long lasting complications behind this. Because people think COVID is a goddamn joke. It's dead serious. Like it's dead serious out here. Illinois, I think Illinois is another state, 197,326, followed by Arizona, 187,000. I think I said half of these states. North Carolina, 137,057. Louisiana, 132,079. And South Carolina has 101,159. South Carolina is where my mother is from, but I still got family members there. Oh my God, your second time? People are so bad. People are just mad, inconsiderate for no reason. No reason. I hate that. I know, the antibodies is crazy. And we must have a second wave of this thing. And who's to say we're going to find hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes? I'm lucky to find this stuff in my neighborhood. And when I find the disinfectant and wipes, I make sure I get 2. One for me and one for my mother. Because where my mother lived at, there's no disinfectant and wipes in the stores. Or hardly any hand sanitizer. My mother's lucky enough to go to New Jersey and buy some of this stuff because a lot of people in the neighborhood, like parts of the neighborhood, are not lucky enough to go to New Jersey and get some of this stuff because they don't have a car. But like I said, Bia, oh my God, much prayers. We're praying for everybody that has COVID or who has a family that had COVID, who had lost a family member that had COVID. I knew pastors that had COVID. I know, who else? A whole bunch of people I know that got sick from COVID. So much prayers to you, Bia, for real. In the counties, Los Angeles had 208,563, followed by Miami-Dade County, 132,461. Maricopa at 126,053. Cook County, 111,447. Harris County, 85,757. And Queens, which was the epicenter of all of this. Queens is like across the bridge for me because I live close to Midtown. Is that 67,940. And we have no national strategy to combat this thing. The testing sucks. You have to wait 2 weeks to get your testing back. What else? The knucklehead in chief, aka the Queen Sewage Rat. I call him the Queen Sewage Rat. And you're like, why you do that? Because he's from Queens. Because Donald Trump is from New York. He act like he's from some red motherfucking state somewhere. No, Donald Trump ass is from New York. From Queens. From a nice neighborhood in Queens. And I call him the sewage rat because he got a rat nose, and he is a rat. He's a bum at heart. That's why I call his ass the Queen's sewage rat. And what else? He had a press conference, lied about the whole entire thing for COVID, lied about his freaking executive order, which he can't even fucking do that because he doesn't have the power to do that. Congress had the power to do that. The HEROES Act was passed almost 3 months ago. And the HEROES Act, it has student loan forgiveness, extended unemployment benefits until the $600 until 2021. It has food and rent relief assistance. It has, what else? Debt relief. More money for testing and money for states. So that's like states that's struggling, like New York. We have the highest, economy. And I think who rounds that top 5 is California. And yes, Bia, he's mad evil. Like, mad evil. Donald Trump always been evil. Donald Trump never cares about nobody. Never. Ever. I grew up in New York. I grew up where he didn't really communicate with a lot of black people. I never saw that man come up to my neighborhood. Keep in mind, his office, which is down the block from my house, where I live at right now, where I grew up at, which is uptown, which is 20 minutes away from his office, and on the train is about 10, 15 minutes. I never saw that man come up. Never. And it was a black neighborhood there. So, yeah. But getting back to what I'm saying, he can't do that. Nancy Pelosi blasted his ass. Chuck Schumer blasted his ass because they passed a whole HEROES Act. And it's still on Mitch McConnell's desk. But they were trying to ram some fucking shit in. And they still had no Republican support. So Donald Trump is full of shit. And we still waiting on COVID relief. And there's other states, the red states are the ones that's struggling, that need the $600. Because there is hardly no work in these red states. The quote-unquote blue states have a little bit of more jobs opening. And even that, some places are still not opening. I know in New York, some of these gyms, they're not opening up. Gyms are closed. Now a lot of people working in these stores. Some of these retail stores is closing down. So where the jobs at? Jobs for who? Sure enough, for people that don't look like me, there ain't no jobs there. But anyways, this whole beefsteak shit starting to get on my motherfucking nerves. Getting on my nerves. Like, I never thought a process would get on my motherfucking nerves. So, the body campaign, y'all know, was put on notice today by the 100 Black Men. As I said from my previous video that I made, and even in my live on Instagram, out of them 100 men, there's 2 men I don't fuck with. I don't like them. But I appreciate them for signing on to that letter and knowing that it's crucial to have a black woman on the VP ticket. To have the Obama coalition, the turnout coalition. And the Obama coalition consists of people in the black community, the Latinx community, the AAPI community, the indigenous community, and even some white allies. White women too. Even though some of the white women, the 53%, I'm still tight with. But I appreciate the white women in the K-Hive. Y'all be lighting motherfuckers the fuck up. Miranda, Bia. I heard Lady Menopause is white. She cool. Robin. Who else? It's a couple of the white folks in the K-Hive be blasting up a motherfucker. And I love it. I loves it. Keep doing it. But anyway, so I'm going to read some of this. As someone who thought throughout the campaign that Joe Biden needs to choose a black woman, the urgency, wait, let me read this sideways. The urgency for that pick has gone from some thing that should happen to, oh, sorry, Bia, my bad. Something that happened that has to happen. It suggests that black women are just, oh, sorry about that, my bad, girl. It discusses that black women are not just being vetted in this process, but unfairly criticized and scrutinized. That is true. Kamala, even Susan Rice, even Stacey Abrams, even though she's not being considered. Okay, Bia. Thank you. Was Joe Biden ever labeled too ambitious because he ran for president 3 times? Should President Obama have not made him the VP because he had to worry about his loyalty when he clearly had ambition in capital letters to be the president? Why does Senator Kamala Harris have to show remorse for questioning questioning Biden's previous stance on integrated buses during a Democratic primary debate? It's true, she called him out on that shit because he worked with Strong Goodman and I believe Robert Byrd, if I'm not mistaken, and they were the two most racist motherfuckers. And Strong Goodman was racist as fuck, and he had black children on the side with a 16-year-old girl, and he was 25. John, please, racist motherfucker, sneaky ass motherfucker. Wait, what did he say? Have the Democrat leaders, allies, or donors ever required Joe Biden to show remorse for the 1986 or 1988 anti-drug bills, which established mandatory minimum sentences and subsequently crack cocaine sentences disparities, and by the own admission led to mass incarceration? What about the 1994 crime bill that let it be clear about the kind of remorse and reckoning that matters in 2020 when black community is still suffering from the consequences from the oppression measures? So black women are the only ones required to stay in their place and show remorse to ever question their own oppression? Last time I checked, and I speak off the motherfucking cuff, I wish a bitch would tell me I need to show remorse. Nigga, suck it. Far too long, black women has been asked to do everything, rally the troops, to ask their lives for the Democrat Party with no acknowledgement, no respect, no visibility, no certainty, enough support. More than 700 black women signed onto a letter demanding a black woman VP, and we black men stand in solidarity with them. That's right. Failing to select a black woman in 2020 means you will lose the election. We don't want to choose between the lesser of two evils, and we don't want to vote the devil we know versus the devil we don't, because we are tired of voting for devils, period. And that's true. Biden better not fuck this shit up. The world is on his shoulders. Choosing a black woman as his VP, restoring the public health, COVID-19, diversity. Everything's on his motherfucking shoulders. And it starts with his VP pick. And we all know who wants to be the VP. I mean, I don't mind he choosing I specifically want Kamala. And for the reasons, not just because of track record as an AG or SDA, as a San Francisco DA, and not just because what she's doing in Congress right now, but who she is as a leader. She's an inclusive, intersectional candidate, woman, a politician. She can go into these open spaces. We saw videos of her going to the AAPI speaking event where Andrew Yang was. Signing on bills with Mazie Hirono, going to a Latinx community, having a forum with Latin folks, having a forum with Maria Teresa Kumar, like a couple weeks ago. Speaking at an Essence event, speaking with black women, telling like your worth matters. Who can go into spaces like that? Even during the primaries, early primaries, speaking mostly at a white community in Iowa. Like, who can go into spaces and talk to people? And then she know how to talk to children. Not saying Joe Biden know how to talk to kids, but she know how to talk to children. You need someone that knows how to represent people. And that's a black woman. And I just didn't support her because she was a black woman, even though that was something extra. I like the way she was, how she conducts herself in Congress. And it's so classy. And it's not like, bougie is stuck up. It was authentic. She was real. And then when she does her interviews, it's, it's real. And she does represent all of us, Bia. She represents all of us, and we need that Obama coalition. We need to kick this Queen Sewage rat and take his ass back to Gator City in Florida. That's what needs to happen. So, like I said, kudos to these black men. Even some of them I don't like on that letter, I clap. I'm actually being nice. I clap. Because that could be a little hard, sometimes. Even though I don't like that motherfucker still. I'm going to keep it real. I don't like everybody. I don't like some of them motherfuckers. But you know what? Kudos to them. Kudos to them. And also, let me just check Willie Brown. You dirty little dick old ass motherfucker. Saying that Kamala Harris don't need to be the VP because her AG has more power. How about you take your senile ass somewhere and have some milk and cookies? That's what the fuck you can do, sir. I'm just saying. Just saying. But as I end tonight, what I can say is, let's keep beating that horse. Kamala Harris for VP. That's a hashtag. Advocacy for Kamala. Let's do the damn thing. And I'm going to pray, I'm going to read a Bible scripture tonight that he do not fuck this shit up. In the name of the Father and the Son and the sweet Holy One. Okay? Till then, have a good night. See y'all tomorrow.